Hey y'all. Good afternoon. It is 4:20. I said I would be on here at 4:18, and just keeping it real, it is pouring down rain here. Pouring. Very dark, cloudy, overcast. I don't know where you are or what you're doing, but my husband and I ate a very late breakfast, early lunch with so many carbohydrates and just fluff and yuck that we crashed at 2 o'clock. So I apologize. I actually took a nap on New Year's Eve with my husband and my 3 dogs. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to jump on board. I just want to make sure I have at least a couple people. If I have a couple people, great. If nobody joins us in the next few minutes, that'll be fine also, because I am late. I'll go ahead and get started. When you come back on, if the live button isn't red up in the top corner, we're not live anymore, okay? But you can go back and rewatch these videos just by tapping it. Just realize you won't be able to ask any questions, okay? But you can also go over to the 3 dots on the right-hand side and tap on that and get alerts for any more lives that may be happening. So I apologize for coming on late. Like I said, me and my husband passed a New Year's resolution that we would take time to take naps every once in a while. My husband's just getting over the COVID. Our family kind of got struck by that. We had him and his brother both tested positive almost at about the same time right here at the holidays. And it was kind of yucky. So we just agreed to slow down a little bit. So whoever joins in, I'm going to swipe a little bit so I can see a few things. I see somebody joined us. Hey, Miss Zaisha. Zaisha's here. That is my brother-in-law's daughter. So she also crafts locally, or used to. I'm not sure if she's still tinkering in anything or not. But, all right, we're going to get going. When you come on, if somebody would just send me a comment, just says, hey, how you doing? Or anything, so I can see if the comments work. In case you have any questions, we can go over those while we're doing this, okay? I'm kind of turned the lights away, so I'm hoping you don't have a whole lot of glare, so you'll be able to see this cup well. We're going to talk about prepping a cup. This is going to be very basic. And I'm really doing this because this group is new. It's not new to me. I've had it for a while. I've just decided to restart it because another group I was an admin for, a huge group, actually got archived, and we're not doing, of course, any lives in there anymore because it's not up and running. I'm still a part of Hero Glitter's new page, and I will link you to that. I'm also still a member of Micah Mania for You. That's Miss Yvonne Perry's page. I'll put a link on there. I'm just an admin for both of those groups. 2 more groups that are really, really great, that are very helpful, and I know are positive people, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and tell you what we're going to do today. Very, very simple. Tell you what my plans are for the future for the group. And also just to let y'all know, the most important thing, the reason I started this page back up, is I have a lot of people locally who are doing tumblers. And when I started out locally a couple years ago, I had nobody to talk to. I had nobody to really question or give me answers. I had one girl who at the time was my best friend's daughter. Of course, we don't speak much anymore, but she helped me tremendously. And that was the only feedback person I had to go with. So I always wanted to help people. I said, I'm going to help people. I don't consider anybody competition. I hope that you don't either. I do this strictly for fun. It is a little extra income. I make a lot more gifts than I do selling, believe it or not. I've actually thought about incorporating something this year, and we'll talk about that later on with this group in particular. Maybe doing a giveaway every now and again of these cups live, because a lot of times what happens is, if I don't sell them within 4 to 6 months, I usually strip them and start again. So if it's a cup in particular that I think somebody would enjoy or said something about it on the live, it may be going to that person. That's just something to keep in mind for the future, okay? So again, I'm Bridget Reese. I am from Liberty, South Carolina. I used to be from Pickens and started out in the kitchen, in case any of you watched me back then. But I do have a YouTube channel. It's very, 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 very small. I've got like nobody watching. But all my tutorials are strictly meant for complete help, not for advertising. I don't sell any glitters. I don't sell epoxy. All I do is sell tumblers, okay? So I'm not in this market. This is my page. I can do whatever I feel like, okay, finally. And I just want y'all to know, if I give you some advice on some glitter or an epoxy, the next day I may use something different. Please don't think I just shop around and I use everybody's products. I don't know if you can see this wall behind, well, you can't really, but this whole wall, all the way back there to the press in the corner, is glitter. And I've got glitter from every company. I've got epoxy from every company. I started out buying cups from Walmart. I still do sometimes. So if you need any connections on places that have a good color, I want this page to be y'all's page. Y'all post on the page. Tell me what it is you're looking for. Right now, what I need is somebody to send me a message. Please, somebody just say, hey. It's all you got to do. Don't be scared. Just type in, hey. So I know that this is working in case you have any questions. Because I don't know if it's working. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to type myself, hey. How about that? Let's see what happens. All right, it does work. All right, so I know it's working. If you have any questions, y'all jump in here and talk to me. I don't like to talk to nobody. So I see a few people are here. I got 7 people. It says 8 people. So if y'all would just chime in. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing, where I got the cup, we're going to talk about all of that, okay? But I won't keep you all night either. I usually do pretty fast. This right here is a 22-ounce fatty. It came from Stainless Steel Depot. At the end of the tutorial, I'm going to put all the links to the places that I got these particular items that I'm using tonight, in case you want to go there yourself, check out prices, or just check out what they have. And every day I plan on using different people, okay? Bonnie Dudley is I'm back. I'm sorry. I have a ton of comments, and y'all are going to have to bear with me. Finish. Oh, I don't want to say finish. If I say finish, I'm going to lose you guys. Hold on just a second. Some reason my comments aren't working. I know y'all are vibrating all over the place. There they are. Oh my God. I see you guys. Okay. I have Carla, Benita, Skylar. That's my baby, y'all. Skylar's my son. He's looking for a cup, he said. All you got to do is holler at me. I need something from you too, when you know. Hey, Miss Bonnie. Hey, Carla. You know what I need, Skylar. And you got your cup. Anyway, so guys, listen. 22-ounce fatty, Stainless Steel Depot, okay? Carla, I'm glad you shared me, okay? Let people know that we're just on a new page now. It's hard for me to get on somebody else's page. I just think morally it's wrong and say I'm going to be doing a live on this page. I will still be doing lives for the Tumbler group for Heroes Glitter, some for Micah Mania, but this is going to be my group, our group. I want us to grow and learn together. There's some techniques out there I know nothing about, and I'm hoping people might get on here and do a tutorial for me on some type of cups I haven't done, okay? Thank you, Miss Asia. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah. All right, back to this. 22-ounce fatty, Stainless Steel Depot, okay? I am so glad my comments are working, y'all. I'm so glad. I don't like to sit here and just talk and I can't talk to anybody or interact. I got to be able to see what y'all are saying. Y'all might be saying I'm crazy, and I might have to agree, so I just want to be able to talk to you. All right, what I have done with this cup, and I'm going to talk to you about this. I just got to find one. Do you know how hard it is to get prepared in a craft room that you worked all Christmas season and didn't clean up, okay? Let's take this cup for instance. I'm going to show y'all what I do to prep. I'm not going to prep truthfully, because if I do, I'm going to get dust everywhere in our work area. I usually prep in a different room or outside even, okay? So take whatever size cup you got. This is a 12-ounce hog tumbler. I got it from Stainless Steel Depot. And honestly, it looks like a press fit lid. This is a tumbler with a straw, okay, for kids. And it's a straight. So if you want to do a wrap on these for a water slide, even a full water slide, they work great because it's straight. It's a straight skinny. What I do is I take a block of sandpaper, or you can use a sanding electric sander. Depends on how many cups you've got to do. If I have a ton I need to prep, I will go. Let's see what Miss Christy says. Christy Kavanaugh, hey, we are doing good. Look, I just woke up from a nap, okay? I will do a water slide. Let me tell you what we're going to do, Christy. I'm going to tell you about water slides and Cricut stuff in just a second. Let me tell you about this, and then I'll go right back to that before we start glittering. What I do is I pick a block of sandpaper. I usually use the roughest one, okay? And just so you'll know what that is, let me feel them. That's going to be about the 180 or 120 grade, okay? This is one on one side, one on the other. I picked these up from Walmart. Super cheap. Usually get 2 or 3 blocks together. You might have to buy them separate, okay? And I just basically take this cup and I sand the fool out of it. And all I'm doing is trying to rough it up so it will hold the epoxy, the glitter, the paint. It sounds crazy. If you don't start with a good base, I wish in the beginning when I started these, I had kept the first cup that came apart, because I was as shocked as I could be when I saw it, okay? When I got done, I never prepped it. I bought it. I put the label off of it. Got a 30-ounce from Walmart. Took the label off of it. Spray painted it. Put some pretty Walmart glitter on it. I found, trust me, I still got Walmart glitter over here. You can start with that, okay? Stay within your budget. Don't go crazy. I went crazy over the years, and I bought glitter from everybody. And I don't think I'll need glitter ever again unless they ask for a duplicate color. So, after you sand this real good, you're going to take it to the kitchen and wash it with Dawn dish soap. Dry it real well. That's when you apply your base paint, whatever you want to do. Now that it's getting cold, it's getting harder to spray paint outside, especially on rainy days. Let's say I got cups falling everywhere. Let's say you have you're sitting here today, and I usually have one of my basic colors already painted in the corner over here. I've got a white, a black, a yellow, a tan, a brown, different colors that I have ready. But let's say somebody calls me today and they want a red cup tomorrow, or which is not possible because I'll tell you why in a few minutes. But you need a base painted cup red. And it's pouring down rain. It's 20 degrees outside. You're not going to be able to, unless you have a little paint tent that you get from Amazon in your house, you're not going to be able to paint. Okay? Or a box. Some people have done it in cardboard boxes. But my husband's real sensitive to smell, especially now getting over COVID, so we don't do any of that in the house. Okay? There is a company called Christy Taylor Creations. She actually lives 15 minutes from me. She's a crafter too. I met her at a big market. It's kind of like a flea market, like a jockey lot, but it's on the inside. And she was selling cups that day too. And we struck up a conversation because, like I said, I'm not here to compete with anybody. I'm not going to act like I'm better than somebody. And her cups are beautiful. I'm going to be honest with you. But we struck up a conversation. Turns out we're both from the same medical field. We're both surgical techs by trade. She's retired. I'm retired. She has created something called Pathlon paints. And I'm looking for them because I had them out. Here we go. Alright, and Pathlon paints are kind of like a clay-based paint. Okay? I'm going to get my little flashlight out so you can see these colors because I am kind of in the dark. And that's going to be glareful. Let's see if y'all can see these better. Or is it better like that? It looks like it's okay like that. She's got every color in the world you can imagine. Guys, there's your white. I don't know if she has there's the black, okay? All kinds of color. That's kind of a cream or an almond or an antique white. We've got a light purple. We've got a pink, a red, a brown, okay? A light green, like a lime green. A silver. This is actually something else. I'm sorry, that's not hers. It was something I was using the other day. I got a blue. Sorry, Christy, if you pop on. This is really pretty. It's like a dark, it's like a brick red. And then I got the light blue and a turquoise. Okay, what these are used for, you take your stainless steel cup and a paintbrush or a foam brush and paint these on these cups. No prep, no spray paint, no nothing, and this is ready to go. Ready to be glittered, alcohol inked, whatever. If you're going to do, anything you're going to do, it's ready to go with this. Okay, so that kind of eliminates your spray paint. Now, I do advertise. I'm not advertising, so to speak, but if it's a product I believe in, it's something I've used, and I'm like, oh my God, if you haven't tried, if you ever just met somebody in the grocery store and you just talk to them, you're like, you ain't tried it, girl, you have got to try it. So, kind of like girls sharing beauty secrets. This stuff's amazing in this weather, okay? I'll make sure it says I got 12 people. I'm going to slide y'all one more time. My comments got quiet. I apologize. This thing is bouncing when I do that. All right, so we talked about base painting. So now we've got a product. Now this is the ugliest color brown you could ever think of, okay? It's a 2X Rust-Oleum. I prep with any kind of paint when I began, okay? I used to buy the 96-cent paint from Walmart because it was the cheapest. You know, I was working on a budget, trying to get this thing going. And when you buy just a little thing of epoxy, a turner, a couple cups, and some glitter, you're already up there a little bit, okay? But the return is great in the end, I promise. But 96-cent paint, I was noticing I would get runs on my cups, bubbles at the top, bubbles at the bottom. It took me 2 or 3 coats to cover a cup. What other problems was I seeing? Just took a lot of spray paint, is what I noticed. So I watched a live one day. I still watch lives, y'all. I watch them all the time. But I bought the Rust-Oleum 2X. It's a paint and primer. 2X, that's what that means. And it took me 1 coat to cover it. No bubbles, no drips. Great coverage. It was wonderful. So invest in it. It's like $3.96 at my Walmart. It's fairly reasonable, but it's well worth it because I'm not using half the paint. I'm not having to go back and put acetone on it to get everything off of it, okay? Now, I told Christy I'd get back to her on the water slide video. We're going to do water slides hopefully next week because that's a big thing a lot of people are having problems with. Water slides, printable vinyl, when to use white vinyl, when to use the clear, when to use printable. I've noticed just in other groups that a lot of people have those questions and nobody really ever answers them. So we will do some water slides next week, but probably Sunday I want to go over some things in Cricut. I know a lot of new people in some of the other groups, and I hope they followed me over to this group. I don't know if they did or not, but if you did, that's great, because what I want to do is put the Cricut on the screen and we'll walk through preparing everything for a cup, whether it be your water slide, doing some vinyl work, telling you how to connect the letters. A lot of people don't connect their letters. They didn't know that was an option. You know, some of these fonts that you can get, I'll show you where to find some free fonts, how to bring them up into Cricut, you know, everything, how to make your Cricut work the best for you. Tricks that I've learned, and I'm sure y'all know some more tricks, okay? So we're going to work together on those too. If there's things you want to see, y'all post it in this group. If there's work you've done and you have a question about it, or you just want to show it off, or you want to just, anything, this group is for y'all, okay? Just make sure you take advantage of it. I want you to post things. I want you to ask questions, okay? All right, so we're going to get going. Now, we know we painted this. We have prepped it. I'm going to show you some glitters that we're going to do tonight. I'm also going to tell you a couple secrets that are not really secrets if you've been crafting for a while. But I'm going to tell you what my purpose is with this cup. And it's funny if she's still here. Zaja, are you still here? So, I'm not a Louis Vuitton girl or one of them other people. Sorry, I'm trying to think because I got a Walmart pocketbook. Kenneth Cole, there's a MK, what's Michael Kors, all these people. But I get asked to make things all the time with that stuff on them. Now, I don't, there's Zaja. I'm going to send you my pictures for my cup I want. And you can do water slides for them. And yes, ma'am, I am. Hey, Miss Zaja. Okay. I made Miss Zaja for Christmas. She's family, y'all. So y'all have to understand. Did not sell her a cup. Let me tell you why I didn't sell her a cup that has Louis Vuitton on it. Because it's trademarked or copyrighted. Okay? Let me just tell you about this trademark copyright. I've never been hit with it. I know people who have. I know that you cannot take a trademark or a copyright image and put it on a cup and sell it for money because it's an infringement. And if they find out you're doing it, or you're putting your cups on Facebook and saying these are cups that I'm selling and they have a trademark, they can shut your page down, they can close your business, they can fine you. I can't remember the fines, but they're hefty, okay? Bougie person. I'm not saying you bougie, because that's what I'm making today, actually. Y'all, I'm making a Louis Vuitton cup. I made one for her for Christmas. It was a gift. Did not charge her any money for it, okay? So just keep that in mind. You'll see people do these cups. But if they are selling them, they are putting themselves at risk for copyright infringement. So keep that in mind, okay? I do other tumblers. I'm going to pull a few off just so you can see. These are some other things. You probably looked at the page anyway. Something like this, which is not decaled yet, is not a copyright infringement. Somebody created this cup, and it's out there, and you can make it and copy it, okay? This right here, somebody made this type of cup. People make them all the time. It's just a crackle cup. I've got 2 little defects that I will cover up with a white water slide. You won't even be able to tell it. Okay? Those are not copyright things. These are things you can sell. Keep that in mind. If you're selling them, that's on you. Good, good, good. Something like this is not a copyright image. Okay? As far as I know, this one is not. It's sold a lot through SVGs. But I'll be honest with you, if you go on Google, you can find the same image and clean it up yourself. I can tell y'all how to do that and not pay a penny for it. So I'm not real sure how people can charge for an item unless they were the creator. If you go on Google and you back research where the picture comes from, it'll tell you if it came from a free site or not. Okay, let's see. I don't need to be watching this. You're going to take all of my money. You're so funny. Isn't that cute? Somebody made me that. I was going to make myself one, and she asked me what I wanted on it. It's got like little chopped up red for peppermint. Isn't that adorable with the chocolate? The one I did is the love potion, where it had the purple and green potion coming down with the little bubble beads. I can't get to it, or I'd bring it down here and let you see it. I had a little one somewhere. I was looking to see if I had it handy I could show you, but I don't. Wouldn't you know it? It's all up on the counter. But it's cute. It's on the page somewhere. So let's see what everybody's saying. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do this. So the glitters I'm using tonight, and y'all know I'm working in the dark. It doesn't look like it, but I'm going to have to turn my light over. When I talk about glitters, I have like 4 different companies that I usually stick to ordering from. I do order from other people. I have glitter from Walmart. I have glitter from Michael's. I have glitter from Hobby Lobby. I've got Martha Stewart glitters. I've got companies that you hear about in the glitter industry. The glitter I'm going to use tonight actually comes from Hero Glitters. Her name is LaDonna White. She's actually a friend of mine. She was on another page that I'm an admin for, and we actually had about 52,000 members, and we had to archive the group. It just became nasty. People do not know how to pay a compliment to somebody who does a pretty cup. They want to criticize and badmouth, and I'm not about that. I don't like it. I am the most positive person, or try to be, that's out there, and I consider everybody my friend, and I felt like people were badmouthing my friends, and so did LaDonna, so it turned into a situation where we had to archive the group, okay? But I'm going to use her glitter. I'm hoping we can see this because I got the light turned away. But this glitter is called Saber. You cannot see it. Let's see if I can turn this light, guys. This is called Saber. That's a lot of glare. S-A-B-E-R. Okay. Hers come in a bottle. This kind of is like a Dr. Pepper glitter. You can't really see it. So what I'm going to do is put it on a piece of white paper. Hold it up to the light with a flashlight and let you see how pretty this is. This would be a great glitter for Dr. Pepper. And again, you have to be careful with some of these logos. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you people don't make them. Okay, can you see that? I hope you can see that. I'm trying. It's kind of a Dr. Pepper color. I hope that's not too much glare, but it does give you an idea what it looks like. It's a very, very pretty color, okay? Then there's a place called Sparkle Diva Glitters. Her and LaDonna are kind of working a little bit together. She has one that's similar called Monkey Balls. I'm going to show you the difference in the two, because I do mixing sometimes myself when I can't find that exact color that I want, okay? Nothing wrong with mixing. So this is, trying to get it in the light, Monkey Balls. So the difference in the two is one is just a little darker. I hope you can see that. Kind of a tan brown Dr. Pepper-ish. So I'm going to be using these together, guys. Mixing them because it's about the shade that I want. You're going to see me take this and put it on in a cup together because I'm going to mix a lot more in a minute to make this cup. So let's see. As far as other glitters that are out there, I'm going to show you a few that Hero Glitter has. I've got a whole box back here of Hero Glitter, but I'm just going to show you some of their really pretty colors. I'm going to turn the light up so you can see just what these are. This is Beastie. It's a fine mix, bright blue. She's got something called Lobo. It's kind of a purple pink. That is not great lighting. Purple pink chunky mix. It's beautiful. She's got Ace, which is that crystal pearl opal kind of shakers. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. She has Visto. And I'm just going to name the name of the company when we're done, just so you can see some of the colors they've got. I actually have a smiley face cup I'm getting ready to use, or do, which is going to be a peekaboo. We'll do a peekaboo one day together. And I'm going to use one of her chunky blacks. It's called Prof, like Professor. It's beautiful black chunky with just some iridescent shades in it. And I'm going to use her Claws yellow with it, okay? So she has some really, really pretty glitters, okay? Corinne, what cup are you making? I'm making the Louis Vuitton cup, Corinne. You remember that cup I made for Miss Asia? Monkey Balls is a cheer wine. Saber is Dr. Pepper. There you go. That's a great way to describe it. Hey, Freddie, you're just in time. We got some popularity on here, guys. Just going to let y'all know. So that's just some of LaDonna's glitters that I personally own. Since he's here, and I know he's got a life full of adventure. He has a son and a husband. He's got school and a job and his business. He actually sells glitters, y'all. I'm so glad he's on here. Freddie works for childsandchilds.co. So it's childs and childs.co is how you find them. I'm going to add their link to the top. Everything I ever use or talk about, I'll tell you where to find it, okay? I've got a few of their glitters out here because I've been working with them, just so you know. This is Eloisa. Some of them have a little twist on the names, and I'm country, and I try really hard. But y'all, this is like a beautiful, it's a very fine glitter, but it's kind of a mix, but it's not that chunky mix. It's the only way I can describe it. It's kind of an opalescent that is way too much. Can you see that color? It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful, okay? That's one of them I've used here recently. This one I'm getting ready to use on another cup. It's called Noir, okay? N-O-I-R. It's a black, but you can see all the beautiful color, the shimmer to it. It's gorgeous, okay? The other ones I have, Freddie, I love you. I just want y'all to know, though, we're a really small group, but we're hoping we'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I kind of want to start all over like we did with the other group, but I just want people to be positive. That's all I want. Be positive and just share and have fun and laugh at our mistakes. I think people forgot how to laugh at their own mistakes, and trust me, I will show you a mistake over here if you want me to dig it out. I make a lot of mistakes, so you have to laugh. This is ELF, E-L-F, of course. But y'all, it's not that dark green, okay? This, my sister's on here. She's not supposed to see this. April, close your eyes. All right, this is what's on the bottom. But I'm going back, and I've got a template, and I'm going to make her some grass. This is a particular cup that she wanted. This is a gift, so don't be looking. But anyway, I used it for a grass. But you got to realize this is going to be a Peanuts cup, y'all. My sister's been infatuated with Snoopy her whole life. But this is a beautiful green, guys. Beautiful. I would use this in like a Milky Way or something. And then one of their other ones I've been using is the Indus. And this is a beautiful pink. It's like a bubblegum pink, y'all. I'm a partial to pink. My hair was pink last year, if you don't know me back then, okay? Oh, Trevor says he's going to give us 2 $15 gift certificates to give away to the group. So pick them out, Miss Bridget, and send us their info for their... Freddie, you are so sweet. Hey, Trevor, I didn't even see you. You made it by. Hey, I was just sharing some of y'all's stuff. I just passed LaDonna. So now we've gotten to Freddie's, and I've got 2 more quick companies I just want to show y'all, okay? But y'all, Trevor and Freddie, when you get their package in the mail, it's one of those where you go, oh, they know me or something. Like, they sent me a letter one day, and I didn't even get to open the tissue to look at the glitter because I cried for 30 minutes because of the letter. Y'all have to just understand what kind of people they are. We all have good days and bad days. Mine are usually good, but I was having a really bad day that day. And when I read the card, I was like, when do they have time, first of all, to write these letters? Because I can barely make it through a day. Y'all are going to see my grandbabies in the back when we do tutorials. We're going to have a good time, I promise. Today is just quiet. But they sent me a letter or a little card. Just to, like, thank you card. I haven't seen you, I can't even share. Because it's personal. It's personal. And I cried for 30 minutes, and then I got to look at my glitter. But here's 2 more of theirs I just found. This is, ooh, I hope y'all help me pronounce this one. I'm going to spell it. It's P-O-I-D-R-A-S. And, of course, Valor. These are 2 more of theirs that I use. It's a beautiful, beautiful red and a beautiful gold. But it's not that yucky, stinky yellow gold. This is like a really pretty, pretty gold, y'all. Okay? So, y'all look what he's doing. And I promise I'm going to post who I picked out here, okay? And then Freddie and Trevor said they're going to send y'all 2 little gift certificates to use, okay? All right, so let's see what else we got. We love you. And Trevor, y'all do make your people feel like family. Y'all really do. All right, 2 more companies, real quick. We're going to get through this, okay? I've been on here for a minute and even got started. But y'all, I got to share Miss Yvonne. Miss Yvonne was with the Tumblers group that I was a part of that we archived. She has a small company. Just a lady trying to make it like the rest of us, basically. But her and me and LaDonna started this Tumblers group. And I joined her at like 150, 200 people. And then Yvonne kind of came in at some point around that same time, I think. I wish LaDonna was here to speak on that behalf. But I know Yvonne had been there for a good while too. So she sells a lot of molds. She does do a little bit of glitter. Some mica powders are her thing. So we'll do a mica cup one day so you can see what those look like, okay? She does molds. She's also selling tumblers now. It's Y, N as in Nancy, D tumblers. I'll put all those links up there. But y'all, these are just some, and I'm going to go through these quick. But like, this is her Cherry Kisses. This is a Twinkle Twinkle. She's got some beautiful stuff. She does have chunky. This is the Blue Lagoon that I used on my sister's cup. She has some beautiful stuff too. Everybody I've mentioned is very reasonable. I just kind of want you to get an idea for a couple people that I use. This is Magical Bliss. And this is Silver Slopes. This is a really pretty for mermaid cups, if you like that, okay? Now, these are 2 glitters that are really, really cool. LaDonna sells some of these, too, on Hero Glitters. This is a UV purple, and I'm going to show you what it does, and a UV pink, okay? What I mean by UV is you see the colors of these glitters. Let's see if we can find you a hole to see, okay? Then you can take and add some light like you're going outside. Let's see if we can get it to change. Can y'all see that? No, that's the pink. Oh, it's the purple. I want to get it to change. It changes really. I've got one that is really bright that's listed on the page. But these change in the light, guys. I'm trying to get it to change for you. I'm not doing a great job. But this is a UV pink. You can see it in here. I'll have to take a picture of these. But when the light hits it, it turns to a pale pink and a pale purple. Okay? These do work great. Okay? Maybe it's the blue light I got to use. Y'all, it's been a minute. So let me just try the blue light if I can find it. I got so many pen lights. It's crazy. Hold on. I'm coming. You see, I'm trying. I'm going to show you that this works. I just got to figure out. This was my Harry Potter wand. And I think my grandbaby. Oh, here it goes. All right, so watch. Maybe it's the blue light. That's the UV light. So you see the purple dots? Look at there. I told you it worked. Okay. We'll go slow. This is the pink one. I stole this from my grandbabies. This is a Harry Potter wand. And there's the pink. See? So the more light that hits at different places, you get a lot of pink. Okay? So these are the UV colors. And I apologize for being so slow, but I did find my Harry Potter one. I've got another one, but I think they've got a hold of it too, because I've got a big light in here and it's gone. It is absolutely missing in action. All right. Last company is Glitzology. Y'all, Joy is my girl. Super sweetheart. Just an amazing lady. I'm going to hold up a couple of her glitters. I'm not using them tonight, but I do want you to know. These are 4 people that I pretty much go to. Okay? You can go anywhere you want. I'm not swaying you and telling you where to go. I promise you, use your own mind up where you want to go, okay? I do, what does that say? Love Mycomanias. Welcome back to doing lives. Missed your lives. Happy New Year. Oh, thank you, Miss Betty. Thank you. Mercedes, I'm so glad you asked about my family, and that means a lot to me, so thank you. Are you still with the other group? Jennifer, that's my daughter-in-law, guys. I am not. They closed that page down. So I have started this group back up. I just never did tutorials in it, if you remember. It's just kind of a help page, but nobody ever used it. So I just started it back up. And then Hero Glitter has one called Hero Tumblers Tutorials or something. I'll put the name of that group because I do want y'all to look into that. I'm not here to take business away from anybody. I think you never learn enough. So I'll list all those links. But no, I'm not doing tutorials in the old group because they closed down. But I may still do some tutorials for LaDonna. Okay? At one point, I was going to do, I think I did a tutorial or 2 for Freddie and Trevor. That was just a real bad time, kind of in the period of 2020 for me. Life got the best of me, y'all, for a minute. And I think I overlooked that people were being so sweet and generous. And I got in my own place. And I didn't do many tutorials for Mycomania or for Trevor and them, but I regret that to this day. So anyway, we'll talk about something else. All right, let's see. What company is that glitter from? Mercedes. Couldn't see the name very well. If they were in these big packs that look like this, oh lordy, hold on. They were these colors. And then I had some more. This is childsandchilds.co. Okay, .co. And then the ones that were the UVs. And the other ones, these are Mycomania. Okay? And her website, just so you'll know, I'll tell you now and then I'll list it later, is Mycomania4, the number 4, and the letter U.com. Okay? Last one, guys, and we're going to start putting glitter on this cup. And I'm going to tell you some things to look for, okay? This is Glitzology. She's run by a lady named Joy. I've never met her in person, but I know personally this lady is just the sweetest person, y'all. She's sweet. She's a sweet-hearted person, okay? These are just some of her glitters. I'm gonna get this light back over here. This is a mother of pearl. It's a beautiful, you can see I've used some of that. That's from Glitzology. She has some Hello Bubbles. If you can see these, okay? Don't let me knock Freddie and Trevor. They've got some bubbles too. They got one called, I don't know if I can get to them right away, but anyway, we're talking about Glitzology. We got Glitzology. She's got some bubbles. This is her Mystic. It's a holographic. And I'm not doing these colors any justice in this light. Usually I got some sunlight out there, guys. Can y'all see? That's not working. Look at that. See those colors? This is beautiful. When I say holographic, this will be one you use with the tack it method over and over. Or, there's another little trick. We'll do a cup like that. You can take and mix a little bit of this, okay? And you put it on in your epoxy mix, and you drizzle it on, and it will give you an effect. God, I wish I brought those cups down here. It gives you a beautiful effect in your drizzle cups, okay? Let's see where else I have of hers. I got Cinderella, which is a beautiful silver fine and chunky mix. That's more the fine on the back because I haven't shaken it real well. Okay, what is that one? That's the mother of pearl. That's the bubbles. This is her Marvelous, okay, M-A-U-V. It's really hard to see these colors, but this is like a real light purple. It's beautiful. And then I had one more over here I was using hers. Princess Palace. Okay, it's kind of the same, similar colors, just a little bit more purple with the silver chunky. All right, so that's all the glitter companies I'm going to share with you tonight. These are just some people that I have been using, obviously, because they're all still sitting here around my turners. But y'all, I can personally vouch for everybody I shared with you as far as glitters. I can come to you and say, with every one of these companies, if you ordered tonight, of course, the mail is still crazy. So I don't want to seem like I'm making up a story, because I don't make up stories either. But before this Christmas mess up, I've still got a cup out there I mailed the 16th that's lost. It's not lost. It's still being tracked. It's not officially lost. But it has not arrived to its destination, which is Missouri. But the cups to California made it. So you explain to me what's going on with the mail, and we'll talk later. But with Hero Glitter, Micromania for You, Childs and Childs, and Glitzology, I can pretty much tell you if you order tonight, it will be here within 5 to 6 days. I don't know why. Usually if I ordered it night, by morning, of course, I have it has my tracking number, the label, where it's been shipped out, it's gone. And then within, honestly, 2 to 3, 4 days, it's in my yard. It just is. They are very fast. Very great service. Every one of them has great service. They always send you a little something extra, or just, I don't ever expect anything. I expect to get what I paid for. I don't expect surprises, but you get a surprise from every one of these people, okay? So just give them the courtesy of just giving them a second of your time and look at their stuff. You might be really impressed. A lot of them have discounts and stuff. That's something I'll have to talk to them about. They might, I think they just ran a sale with Childs and Childs, but of course that's over because it's 2021. But they almost always, you can go to their pages, guys. Childs and Childs, I'll get their page and link it. If you watch their tutorials and you're a member of their page, they give out codes all the time. Joey has a page for Glitzology. Micromania has a page. All these people have their own pages. Go check them out. I don't have a problem with that. I think the more you learn, the better. Plus, you're going to get discount codes. Okay? You can't beat discount codes. What's 10%? 15%? Yeah, 5%. It doesn't matter. Anything saves you money, okay? So I'm going to make sure I link all those pages so you guys go check them out so you can get these great codes and save you some money, okay? All right, next thing we're going to do, I told you about the glitter we're going to use. I'm going to go ahead and mix a little bit. Don't want to mix too much more than I'm going to use. The reason I say that is I can still save this and put it in another container and know what I mixed together or what it's for. I can put on here whatever I want to do, okay? And just say this is for that cup. But I'm going to mix a little bit and set that aside. Let me get me a stick. And then I'm going to show you the epoxy we're going to use, and we'll get going. As we're going through the cup and we're doing this basic glitter. Now, a lot of you guys, I know your names. I've talked to you personally. I've sent you messages. You've sent me messages. So I know who you are, and I know you've been doing this a while, okay? There's Miss LaDonna. Hey! I'm thinking about you. I've been thinking about you all day, except during my nap. I'll be honest. I didn't think about nobody but my eyelids. But I was thinking about you today. And actually, I just shared a bunch of your glitters and told these wonderful people who are joining me tonight that I want them to go and join your page so that they can watch the tutorials there. They can see what amazing kinds of glitter you have. that sometimes in your group you'll post sales and percentages off and all kinds of things. So when this live is over, LaDonna, I'm doing you, Yvonne, Freddie and Trevor, and Miss Joy with Glitzology. Those are the colors that I've shared tonight. I showed about 8 or 9 of about 8 or 9 of everybody's. So I've been telling them about you. Just wanted you to know. Tonight we're using, I was just telling them, we're using Monkey Balls by Jackie at Sparkle Divas, and we're using your Saber from Hero Glitter. I've mixed the two together. They're very similar, guys. Remember, one's just a little lighter. One's Dr. Pepper. One of my sisters said looked like Dr. Pepper and cheer wine. So we mixed that together, and we're making a cup to give away, not to sell. It's a gift. One of the Louis Vuitton cups. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm just making sure that everybody knows this is not something I'm selling, okay? You've got to stay away from the copyright and trademark stuff. Now, as far as epoxy, I'm looking around on this table, y'all, because it's crazy, okay? Epoxy. I have any kind of epoxy you could ever mention, I promise, in this room, okay? And I'm going to keep it real with you. I use 2 epoxies almost every day, and I never really waver. But I have it all here. I've got Amazing Clear Cast. I've got KS Resin. I've got Counterculture. I've got Artist Resin. A little extra DIY epoxy. What else do I have around here? I'm trying to look, guys. More ALE. I stick to 2 types of epoxy. And I'm going to tell you why. I use ALE all the time. Okay, I'm going to show you this stuff. This is their 30... What is this? The 16 or the 32? I can't even remember. Because this is new bottles. This is not even their new packing. Okay, I'm going to show you what they look like now. But this is part A and B. It's a 50-50 mix, okay? It's called ALE. You'll see it mentioned in some of the other groups as that. Or it's called A Little Extra, okay? This is the sample bottles you can get. I can tell you, let's see, and save some dollars anytime you can. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss LaDonna. I love you. Please get to feeling better. I'll be over there shortly one day doing a live over there if you still have me. You know I love you. All right, let me show you what the ALE bottles look like now. This is ALE. They package them in these. I just think they're super classy looking. Okay, can't see how clear they are, but it's super, super classy. Darker bottle. Kind of gives you that protectant. Okay. If you go on their site, let's say you've never tried ALE. You hear a lot about it. You're not really sure if you want it. Postage, they have sample bottles that they will send you. The sample bottles are free, but you got to pay shipping. Now listen, if you've shipped a tumbler, you know it's expensive, okay? They don't base it on size, they base it on weight, okay? Some companies won't charge for 1 ounce of something to be shipped by weight. They charge flat rates of 2 to 4 ounces is this much. So if the package weighs a ½ ounce, you still got to pay for 4 ounces to be shipped. I don't know if a lot of you know that, but it's true. Some places, I'm talking about Pirate Ship, UPS, USPS, all of those. You get a free sample of this stuff, guys. And I'm going to tell you something else about LaDonna. Every once in a while, LaDonna has these ALE samples with an order. She'll tell you you got to place an order for X dollars and you get a free sample. You're already paying the shipping for the glitter. Okay? So anytime you see a free sample, it's worth trying. You might pay a couple bucks for shipping, but y'all, you're getting epoxy for free. That's enough to make 2 or 3 cups. Truly, 2 cups. I'll say 3 cups. Just depends on what you're doing. Okay? Alcohol inks, definitely. Okay? So just keep that in mind. A Little Extra is an amazing company. It's a plant-based epoxy. Very minimal smell. Okay? Very minimal smell. It doesn't get hot. I mean, it gets hot, but it's not like some of the others out there. Even once they do their chemical reaction where the A and B parts mix together and they start getting hot to form and harden on your cup, it doesn't smell. This stuff is so... I'm trying to see if I got a cup handy. Y'all, I'm going to start putting my cups down here. Let me see if I can see this. Now, this cup needs to be wiped off. This cup's been down here on the floor for a minute. But I want to see if you can see this shine. I know you can. You can see the mini blinds in it. This is ALE epoxy. And it's been down here on the floor for a minute. But you can still see the shine. Look at the mini blinds and the shine. It is super, super beautiful. It's minimal bubbles, y'all. Like, everything about that epoxy, I'll brag on all day long. Amazing company. But it's a little extra I'm going to put their links up. I don't know everybody by heart, okay? Bonnie is telling me she started using the LE for her molds. She loves it in the shine. Somebody told me, I think it was LaDonna actually, she uses ALE on all her molds. Now look, I got some molds the other day, and Joy is probably not in here. I did not see her, but I need to message her back, y'all. I try to buy stuff from everybody, and it's hard when you broke. And the holidays kind of killed me. My husband being out of work, and I wasn't making much, and all I was focusing on was my family, and make sure that man got up off the couch. He didn't wind up in the hospital. So, anyway, long story short, I got some molds I'm going to try. I bought these. Actually, I did buy these. Got these from Miss Joy at Glitzology. She has stuff randomly for sale. She'll do a buy-in, and that's where these came from. And I got those from her. She also did a buy-in on these, but they don't fit my hands. I might have to give these to somebody tonight. Because I had another pair and I tried them on, so I didn't open these, and now I'm opening them. But look what these are, guys. Think about how cool this is. They just don't fit my hands. I got a man hand. These are silicone gloves. Is that not cool? Epoxy forever. Okay. So anyway, what's I talking about? Epoxy. ALE is amazing. But I'm going to keep it real. Sometimes people, has anybody ever heard a customer who says, I tell all my customers, 2 weeks minimum. And the reason I do that is because I usually have 6, 7, 8 orders at all times. Okay? And honestly, when we moved, I've got a bunch of turners, but I keep about 6 out here. That's what I've got, 5 or 6 at all times. I don't run all my turners, okay? I have minimal space. I like for my grandbabies to be in here. I feel like when I have so many going, I can't pay as much detail to each one as I like to, because I love my cups. Like, I have a real hard time giving cups away after I make them, because they're just so, I don't mean just they're pretty. It's something about putting your heart into a cup that just, you don't want to give it away. That's all I'm going to say. Even though you know you're making it for somebody, you just don't want to give it away. And if I see something on the cup that I'm making for somebody and I don't like, or it bothers me about it, I don't ever do this. Oh, I hope she won't see that. I hope she don't see it. I'm like, I see it. I'm fixing to strip it and start again. I have started a cup and stripped it 4 or 5. Matter of fact, Rose Rosenberg is a friend of mine. I don't see her in here tonight either, but she's a super lady, y'all. I'm not going to share her personal story, but she has, 2020 has tried her, and that woman's on top, is all I'm going to tell you. She is the sweetest person through everything she's going through, and I know she doesn't mind because it's public, but chemo treatments, and being sick, and major surgery, and then major bone surgery, this woman was always checking on me. And I sent her a cup, but I had to redo her cup like 5 times because I didn't like it. And I just do that. If you wouldn't want to give somebody something that's halfway done, so don't sell anybody anything like that, okay? Just keep it real with yourself. Do you not love those light covers? Look, I'm going to do beach covers for our guest bathroom. That's what all the kids go in. So it's all beach themed. So I'm going to put little bitty seashells. It's going to be so cute. I'm so excited. I hope my sister's still on here. She'll be excited too. But I'm excited about those. Back to where I was going. See, I can talk. I told my husband I won't be in here long. I hope he's still back asleep. Alright. Counterculture. I don't know if you've heard of counterculture. They call it CCDIY when it first came out. CCDIY. But it's called counterculture. They have several different types of epoxy. They've got epoxy that takes forever to cure like the rest of them, okay? I've got some of that over here. It's called Artist Resin. I had an explosion. I haven't used this stuff yet. I used it before, but I ordered some because I wanted to give it another go before I found ALE. But I've got it over here. This is their regular epoxy. Y'all, it's probably been over here 6 months or a year. Look how clear it is, okay? I don't keep the lights blaring in here or keep the curtains open unless I'm in here working. So it's been exposed to minimal light, but super clear product, and I've had it forever in here. I have a product I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the name, but I'm going to share with you something. Let me get the name covered up. Actually, these are something else. Can everybody see that? These are sample bottles I got from somebody. I'm not going to mention the company's name. Don't ask me on the sly. I'm not going to mention it. But this has been sitting over here about 4 months. So can you see the difference in these two and these two? This is ALE. These have been sitting here a minute since before I moved here. Because y'all remember I was in my kitchen at my other home, and God blessed us with a house in July. So we've been here since July, and I bought those before I moved here. And this I got since I've been here. Okay? Big difference. Big difference. All right. But that is, I'm not going to mention the name of that company. It's not either one I have talked about. Neither one. All right. Make sure we got that. Now listen, Counterculture is the other company that I use a lot. I'm going to tell you why. Not necessarily for their regular epoxy. I use it for their fast set epoxy. Okay? They have a purple epoxy, which is just a regular fast set. It's an A and B part. You have to mix 10 or 20 of A and 10 or 20 of B. Remember, they got to be exact. This is just their original first fast set. Okay? It comes in 2 bottles. Then they came out with this. It's called the Ultra. Let me make sure I tell you right. In case somebody goes, Ultra Clear Epoxy. But this has got more. This has UV protectant. This has more UV protectant. This lasts about 7 times longer. But I don't know what the life is of this one because I've never had a cup turn yellow using it. So if it's 7 times better than this, it's still pretty darn good. I use these sometimes on the first coats of my cup if I'm doing a glitter cup. And the reason being, your epoxy's not going to show. It's under the glitter. It cures in about 45 minutes to an hour in my house. Not cures, it's hard. You know, it takes 3 days for most epoxies to fully cure to ship. So if you are new, keep that in mind. Don't make a cup or a tray or these beautiful molds and put them in the mail because they are not cured. It takes about 3 days. If you do, they're going to get their cups with big side dents in them where they banged in the box. Or the trays will be warped. Things like that happen. So just keep in mind 3 days from the time you finish. Let it sit somewhere and let it fully cure. But that stuff in about 45 minutes in my house is dry. To where I can take, this is going to be a glitter cup. I'm using the fast set tonight with you. I'm going to put it on here, add my glitter, come back in an hour, and I'm going to take a soft bristle brush and brush it off, and it collect my glitter, of course, in my paper underneath, so I can use it again. But this will be brushed off, and then I'm ready to apply another coat of epoxy. That is epoxy that you will see. That'll be the epoxy I use the ALE for, to get the shine. The only reason I use the fast set at all is it does speed up your time in making cups, okay? But I don't like to use the fast set to where you can see it so much. Sometimes you get little micro bubbles. You can pop most micro bubbles out with any of the glitters, or you get that little bit of I call it a fast set haze. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But you'll get a little haze sometimes, but you can blow that out with heat too. But all those is the micro bubbles. So you just have to be real careful with fast set because you have minimal time to work with it, which I'm going to talk about when we start applying this glitter, okay? All right, so let's get going. So far, we've talked about prepping the cup, where I got my cup, the different glitter companies that I use, the base painting, epoxy. What else have we missed? Somebody talk to me. Tell me if there's anything that a step that maybe I forgot that you'd like to hear more about, and we'll talk about it, okay? All right, I'm going to get ready. Now, listen, before we came on, I pre-measured some of the Counterculture Fast Set. Okay, I'm using the Ultra Clear. Remember, these little measuring cups don't have measurements on them for no reason, okay? I started out just eyeballing it. I did look at my actual score marks to make sure these are equal. Even after years, you have to be precise. Some people use syringes in the top of their epoxy to draw up. Some people use medicine cups. I have epoxy, or not epoxy. I have, I'm sorry. I have silicone measuring cups also. Okay, you can use those. Anything where you know you're getting an exact measurement. Okay, so I've already measured these. I'm going to go ahead and mix them together. And then we're going to start talking about glitter and epoxy. There is no right or wrong way to apply the epoxy, okay? There is no right or wrong way to apply epoxy, mix it, any of that. There are many, many, many recommendations. What I suggest for you is to make sure you read over the recommendations from the company, of course, okay? And then I also suggest that along the way, as you're reading their directions, you develop a strategy for yourself that works. Something, after you've seen it work 2 or 3 times, you're going to know that worked great. I'm going to do that again, okay? While we're applying this glitter, I'm just making small talk while I'm mixing. While we're applying the glitter, I'm going to share the most important thing you can share with anybody else if you feel the need. Like if you want to help somebody later on, you haven't really done that before. If you're having a problem with some of your glitters, I'm going to share with you that, okay? Let's see. Oh my God, I need glitter outlet covers for my room. They're amazing. I already saw that comment though. They are amazing. You know, we got the coaster. Saja, I don't think you've seen these. I don't even know what color these are. Some of them aren't pretty. But they got a coaster mold. You can add your own glitter and make your own coasters too. Like for your living room and stuff. I got a bunch in the living room. They're just out hanging around. But you can do that. It's really fun. I'm trying to think of what... I mean, they've got so many molds. It's ridiculous. I got an iPad mold. I got a cell phone holder mold. It's like to put it up on the table where you can watch movies. I got a tic-tac-toe board, checkers board, all kinds of stuff. They got some fun stuff out there. Okay. They got all kinds of molds. You like that one with the bubbles? Isn't that cool? I was just playing with them one night. I had some extra epoxy and I didn't want to waste it. So I thought, well, I'm going to throw this in this mold and see exactly how much. Because I did one that was too thin and it was still flexible. Believe it or not, I was scared I was going to break it. We're scared the grandbabies were going to break it. So I was just tinkering with it. So y'all are going to talk about mixing epoxy. Okay, you can mix epoxy. Most vendors are going to tell you to mix slow. The faster you mix, the more micro bubbles you create. Some people are going to talk about stir sticks. We're going to talk about wooden sticks, and this is just a wooden stick I broke in half. I've got the metal stick stirrers for molds. I've got the silicone, these huge silicone stirrers when I do my molds. I have all kinds of stirrers, guys. You can use anything that you want. I've used almost all of them, and I have not seen that one creates more bubbles over the other. What I have noticed is the faster you stir, the more micro bubbles you create. But if you use your torch or your heat gun, you're going to get those micro bubbles out with this fast set. Because with the Counterculture fast set, what happens is after you put it on the cup, for some reason the bubbles seem to rise to the top. And you can pop them and physically see them popping as they're coming to the top and you're spreading it. Okay? And I promise you, I'm going to show you that. Now remember, with the epoxy, if you're doing a glitter cup. Now on this cup, you can't see it. That's the fish and lure cup. On this one, you really have to make sure you have all those micro bubbles out. Because that coat you can see. This coat you're not going to see because you're covering it with glitter. Okay, so you want to make sure that, of course, you get out all the big bubbles. This is the way I apply epoxy, guys. You can do it this way. You can do it diagonal. You can use your finger. Doesn't matter how you get it. I have mixed entirely too much, and I'll show you how much I have left in my cup. The reason I do that is I want to show you that by the time I get done playing with this cup, this epoxy is already going to be setting, okay? This right here does not look like enough, but with a little bit of heat, this is going to be almost exactly how much I need. Because with glitter, and think about this. Let's say you're making rice in the kitchen. Almost all of us are females. I haven't seen a male yet. Doesn't mean males don't do these, but they do. If you're making rice and I pour a whole pot of water, it's going to take a whole lot of rice, right? So if I have a cup and I put a lot of epoxy on it, it's going to take a whole lot of glitter. So what I'm telling you to keep in mind is little epoxy, a lot of glitter. What your cup won't hold will fall off on the paper and you collect it and use it again. If you use a lot of epoxy on this cup, it's going to take a lot of glitter to soak up all this epoxy. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I've got a few places I can feel are a little thick with epoxy. Y'all see what I used. I did not use much. So I've got this spread fairly well. I want to go back. I'm going to hit it with a little heat. Then I'm going to look. Sometimes these spaces will, people say that it looks like a fish eye, but it'll clear out when the epoxy gets hot. I'm trying to make sure you don't have any glares. I'm kind of working in the dark, and I apologize. It doesn't look like it's dark in here, but I got glares from the lights. But it's more important to me to let y'all see what's going on. All I'm doing is kind of letting this warm up. Our house is a little chilly, and I want to get these few little micro bubbles. What I'm really doing is making sure that I have really good coverage I don't have any spots with no epoxy, because where there's no epoxy, no glitter's going to stick. Okay? Alright, so that actually looks, I'm trying to make sure it's still going around, really good. Let me show you something. Don't think I don't use torches too. I don't know if you can see any of the micro bubbles from there, but if you use your torch, torches really and truly pop micro bubbles a whole lot better than a heat gun, but they do not work great for alcohol inks, I don't think. Like right there is a super dry spot. I'm going to add just a little more epoxy, not much, because it looks really dry right there and right there. Does not take much, guys, because if it dries, you're going to have no glitter stick there, and you're going to know what you've done. You have a big old bald spot. Alright, that's all I'm doing. I'm going to pour this back in a clear cup, because I want you to be able to see this in a few minutes, okay? I'll show you what we got. Let me get my stick. So, see, I made a whole lot. I actually got enough here to make a mold, believe it or not, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let this waste, because I want to show y'all something when we get done, okay? So this is not super clear. This is the fast set. These are the micro bubbles. I could sit here and blow the heat out and get the micro bubbles out. You can do it like this. You can do this by setting it in a warm dish of warm water, letting it float to get some of the bubbles out. All these things help, okay? But I'm going to show you how hard this is in a few minutes after we get done with the glitter, all right? So I'm going to take this sheet off. Now, in case you are starting out and you've never done these before, okay? Always, always, always put your sheet of paper under your cup, because nobody told me that in the beginning. Like I said, I kind of learned everything on my own. And I started pouring glitter on my cup, and I was like, oh, that looks so beautiful. I was so proud of myself. And I got done, and a whole bag of glitter was gone. And I did not capture it because it was on my silicone mats with all the epoxy and 42 other colors of glitter. So, always please have something under there that you can catch your glitter with, okay? Now remember, I stirred this glitter with a stir stick because we mixed two different colors together. One wasn't quite the color I wanted and the other one wasn't quite, but the two together were beautiful. I'm going to put a light on this at the end so that you can see the actual color. Actually, it looks like you can see the color pretty well. If you can't see it because the messages are in your way, y'all can swipe to the right and it'll make the messages disappear. And you can see the color on the cup better. And then you can, of course, swipe back left and the messages will come back. That gives you a better clue what the color looks like. But I'm going to show you, after I get this little part done, things that you want to look for with your glitter to know if it's enough. Okay? Some people are like, I can never tell if I have enough glitter on my cup. I'm going to give you some telltale signs to tell you whether or not you got enough glitter. And this is not going to be enough I've mixed, I can tell you now. And you saw how much glitter I used, okay? We'll mix more when we get to that point. Now, let's see what you can see. I'm going to swipe your comments to the right for a minute so I can see better. Now, do you see all the parts that look super, super dark? Like right there? All that right there. See how dark it is? And then you see the super shiny spots. Like, when I say shiny, I mean like flat and shiny right there. Right there, right there. See how that shine? It's not enough glitter. Okay, the reason I know it's not enough glitter. This glitter on your cup needs to look like the glitter in this cup. It needs to look dry. If it looks shiny or wet, it is not enough glitter. Okay, so you go back and you do that second coat. Some people are like, well, I go back, I do this with Mod Podge, and I can get it with the second or third layer of Mod Podge. If you're doing it with Mod Podge and that works for you, that's great. I just feel like it's less work sometimes using the epoxy method, but looking at it really good, looking at this cup really good in the light and getting it all done. I don't need a second coat of glitter on this. You should be getting, with a quality glitter, all your glitter coverage in the first coat, okay? I shouldn't have to go back and do 2 or 3 more layers of this glitter. I will tell you this about some glitters. I am not against any glitter company. But sometimes, and I can only speak for one time, that actually 2 or 3 times, but it was the same type of glitter. When I first started out using, Walmart glitters, okay? Nothing wrong with the Walmart glitter. Some of their new chunky mixes are beautiful, guys. But if you're doing a colored glitter on the bottom and a white glitter on top, you will, on a white background, let's say you got a white cup, you want white glitter up here and that pretty blue glitter down here. Sometimes that Walmart glitter bleeds. You're going to lose the color. You're going to have blue streaks up in your white of just color. It looks like food coloring. Okay? So just be careful with some of these glitters that are I call them not quality glitters. They're just not made for that type of a craft, if that makes sense. I used to know there were some big funky words because I got really into this, y'all, and I was investigating everything and looking up everything like what glitter can you use, and it had something to do with poly something. Maybe somebody can chime in. It's been a minute since I looked it up. I was being real particular when I first started. So y'all listen, make sure you're getting up here at the top really good. That's a lot I'm dumping on there, but of course it's falling on my paper. Okay? But what I'm trying to do is make sure that my coverage looks good. So y'all can look at it too. I think I'm getting a little shadow. But I'm going to go ahead and start down here. Because remember, I've got about 15 minutes to work on this cup before it gets too hard to accept anything. What I mean by that is within 15 minutes, that epoxy starts to get hot. Reason being, I set this epoxy here. I can reach up and grab it sometimes and feel it. Kind of see where the chemical process is, because remember, it's fast set. It's going to set up 45 minutes, which leaves you about 15 minutes to work, okay? After about 15 minutes of work time, this stuff's done. It's not going to let you tack anything to it. If you're using alcohol inks, you have to work fast. So if you are not a fast crafter in the beginning stages, that is perfectly fine. But if it gets to a point where you get a little faster and you feel comfortable using this fast set, do that. But keep in mind, some of these beautiful, beautiful, like Milky Way creations, if you're not super, super fast with those, please use the regular ALE or a regular epoxy. Like I said, I've tried everything. The only epoxy that I really had any problems with out of all the epoxies out there, it's just a preference for me what I use now, was the Pro Marine. Pro Marine is a great epoxy, but it is very temperature sensitive. Okay, my house was too cold for it. It did not like it. It did not want to set up. It might be 12 hours before it got not tacky. So I just stopped using it. I didn't want to be sitting 12 hours waiting on a cup to be not tacky. Okay, now I'm doing this on purpose. I got some spots. I hope y'all can see them. I can see them, so I know y'all can see them. I'm going to point them out to you in a minute. Let me get to the bottom of this cup. We're going to go back and look at those spots where I need to add more glitter. Y'all add glitter however you want. I don't know why I do it like this. I guess just to see that I'm accomplishing something. Okay, that's what I said. Actually got something done, guys. All right, so I'm going to bring this back. I can't see your comments. Let's see what we got. Hey, darling. Hey, Rachel. I'm glad you're getting to join us. Y'all know, let me tell you this while you're here, because we still have a few people on board. Y'all, if you'll go to the top, where it still says red at the top and it says live, like somewhere right in here. If you'll go to the opposite side, there are 3 dots, or there should be. Somebody work with me on this. Should be 3 dots. You can click on those 3 dots and it'll allow you to get notifications whenever we go live. Now, y'all, it might not always be me. There might be somebody who asks me if they can do a live on something. I'm going to be like, shoot, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing, I promise you we're going to not become, is I'm not going to have a bunch of vendors coming in here and taking this page over. I'm not going to have people coming in and that's what happens. Vendors want to fight. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've named off some vendors. I might name off some different vendors tomorrow. But y'all, I'm not getting any perks off this. Okay? I'm doing it because I know these people. I know how they are. I've ordered from them before. I don't want a vendor battle on this page. So as long as you're not a vendor, I'm going to allow you to come on here and share whatever you want to do. Okay? I just don't want to make somebody mad because I do a cup with this glitter today or this glitter tomorrow. It's just because of what I was feeling in the cup. I might find the exact same glitter in that same company. But I just know I wouldn't give you any bad advice. But you take the advice you need. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back over the spots that I see are still shiny. Okay? So y'all make sure you go to the notifications. Kind of like when you're on YouTube. I will start linking these videos to YouTube. It'll be under Bridget Reese. I started doing that with the other group. So remember, when you're watching those tutorials, it's not directed towards you like it would be on a normal YouTube video. I just basically took a Facebook Live video and transferred it over to YouTube just so people could find it later. Okay? Kind of glad I did because we lost a lot of lives. I have them saved to my phone, but that doesn't do you any good because I can't forward an hour-and-a-half video to y'all. So all these videos, in case something was to happen to this page, I will transfer to YouTube. You don't have to subscribe. You're going to see the same one here, okay? I'm not trying to talk you into anything. I'm not looking to get paid. But just in case you can't find the video on here, there is going to be a section underneath the announcements that has tabs. It's going to say for epoxy, for prep, mica powders. We're going to all add to that. If you've got any secret tricks to those things, we're going to add little sections to that, just saying that you can do this or you can do that, or just some hints and tips for everybody as we go. And then I'm also going to have a tab that says live tutorials, and all the tutorials that are done, unless we start getting a bunch of people doing them and they do them often, we'll give them their own little tab. Okay, so if you can't find this tutorial tomorrow, or something happens down the road and we got big, which I love little groups, so I hope we don't get too big where we lose focus, but if it gets too big and you can't find something, you can always go to that little tab. Okay, all right guys, this is actually looking really good. This is going to be blinding to you. How's your husband doing? Sorry if you've already said. You know, LaDonna, I'm going to tell you, he went back to work Tuesday. Now, did I think he was ready? No. Of course, we do that as spouses, don't we? You know, we're just, if he'd have gone in the hospital, I said, no, he ain't ready to come home, because you don't want him to come home being sick either. But he went back to work Tuesday, and he did really, really great. Tuesday was rough. Wednesday was a little rougher, but Thursday and Friday he did really good. No, Thursday he did really good. Thursday night, after he'd been home for a couple hours, he wouldn't even eat dinner. I'll be honest with you, y'all. We ate bad stuff for dinner. And, he said, I don't feel good. I said, where don't you feel good? He said, I just feel like I've been hit by a Mack truck. So, of course, me, you know, being in the medical field before and knowing everything you don't want to know. Of course, I never dealt with COVID. I was never in the hospital setting when this was going on. But I'm thinking, all right, he's relapsing. You know, there's no medicine out there. They don't give you antibiotics for this, y'all. They give you inhalers, some type of fever reducer. And the inhalers really don't do anything. They give you a fever reducer and whatever. So I'm packing him down with NyQuil to handle the fever, the body aches. His body aches are horrible. Headaches killing him. Stomach's upset. Can't breathe. He's coughing up, you know, stuff that he didn't have before when he was going through the quarantine period. I'm going to show y'all on the bottom while we're still talking about this. But you just don't know what to do. So last night he fell asleep. I told him he had to stay up and help me watch the ball, which never failed. There is no ball anymore because there's nobody in public watching New Year's. They had the countdown, but I never saw a ball like you usually do and all the people in the streets. But I had to wake him up about 5 minutes before it came because I didn't want him to miss it. I want to get to sugar first. Okay? But he just does not feel good. And today, we both slept till like 10. So we ate a really light breakfast. And all we had was like biscuits, country ham, and sausage gravy and red-eye gravy. It's just simple. Just that and coffee. And we just sat around giggling. And he feels horrible. That's all I can say. He can't breathe. His hair is standing on end. He's just not that guy. And people that are on here that know my husband, families on here, he feels bad. I want to know how you're feeling. And how's your husband? And how are the babies? You've had you a little rough time too, and I've been I truly pray for people, and I've thought about you today. I thought about you when you were thanking everybody for the basket that you got, and I thought, why is she doing that? She doesn't have to thank anybody. If anything, we thank you for just knowing you, but it's just, you know, guys, you don't know when your last day on earth is going to be. When I heard the words COVID positive on my husband, the first thing I thought of is, which hospital am I taking him to? Because we have several choices in my area. And who am I going to call? Like, we can control the situation. You can't control nothing. Listen, if I called an ambulance, my brother-in-law went to the hospital after having COVID. Somebody can chime in. I know they will. Zasia will. After having COVID for a week and a half, do y'all know they took him in the hospital by an ambulance and put him in the waiting room? True story. For 4 hours or better. My niece had to go get him because they wouldn't allow her in the hospital. Same, they wouldn't allow me in the hospital. And take him to another hospital. And just let him sit in the waiting room. COVID and all. Just sick. Crying. Hurting. Grown men. Men I know personally that do not cry. You know what I'm saying? They're big-hearted guys. Now, don't get me wrong. But these men are just the kind of men you want on your side. That's all I'm going to say. But, y'all, this COVID thing, it was no joke. I had nights where I didn't talk to my husband because I wanted him to rest. But I'm just thinking, Lord, and I'm keeping it real, y'all. Please don't let me have to bury this man. They're going to have to go ahead and dig deeper. But he didn't spend any time in the hospital. Knock on wood. Pray to Jesus, thank God. And I'm hoping that this isn't like a true little rehash. I don't know the ins and outs of COVID. But y'all, this is January 1st. I want you to think about something. And I always say this on my other videos because we're about done. I wanted to go ahead and show y'all this, okay? This, hey Mary, I'm sorry. This is completely done. It's completely dry looking. That glitter looks like it does in this cup, okay? You saw me do the bottom. It looks beautiful. You don't want any wet spots or flat, shiny spots. You want it fully coated. This is my, oh, that cup is hot. This is my, all right, y'all remember, this is my fast set. Let's see if I can, okay? That's how quick this stuff sets up. It's hot. Now it's hard to hold. Okay? That chunk, it's not liquid anymore. So I leave this here so y'all can see that. This is Counterculture Fast Set. Super hot. You're not going to be able to handle this much. I'm holding the top. But it will be set in about an hour. I'll be able to come back, brush it off lightly, and add my next coat of epoxy. So I'll be able to do my stickers then. Okay? But going back to what I'm saying, because we're at that point. Y'all, please. LaDonna is my friend. I love LaDonna. But you don't know what tomorrow brings. Okay? I don't want to go out of this world with somebody thinking what I said yesterday was who I was. Because if I said something harsh, or I just try to be kind every day with my words, and I realize I am not, trust me, y'all don't even want to know the history on me. It really should be a TMZ horror. Just kidding. You would not believe my testimony. We'll just put it that way. And, but I try my best to live my life the way people realize that I am not a certain type of person, that I am genuine in what I say, and try not to talk harsh about people, or try not to be a part of the gossip. And it's hard. As humans, it's hard. We're kind of geared for that. Oh, something exciting's happening, so you want to know everything. But y'all, if I die from a heart attack tomorrow, I don't want people to remember that I was the one that said this, or I was the one that did that. Or there's so much hate in the world, and I just want to live every day. And I'm not going to throw scripture out there. I'm just saying, like, I'm not in church on Sunday sometime. I'm just saying, treat people like you want to be treated. It doesn't matter our skin color, our race, our religion, our sexual preference. Older, younger. There's people who don't like old people. What in the world is that all about? Like, help me, Lord Jesus, because I'm in trouble. But anyway, y'all, I finish all my videos by just saying this. We all believe the same. If you try and see the positive in somebody, you're going to see the positive. But if you attempt to see the negative, that's what you're going to see. So look for the positive in anything, and realize that every day is a lesson. Like, I learn something every day, and I learn who my good people are and who my people are that I'm not real sure about, that I just stay away from. I don't announce it to other people. You just use your heart to do good by people, and people will do good by you. Don't pass judgment on what you see, because you never know the circumstances. And that's just how I live my life. But my husband is doing great. Thank you for asking. That means the world to me, okay? Means the world to me. And my family's just me. You're going to see my grandkids run in and out of that big old white door over there. And I hope to have my other three a little more. But, of course, Landon and Lucas are given. I babysit them Monday through Friday unless the parents just aren't working. But I've got many others. I got a total of 15, but I got 3 more by blood. And I haven't got to see them. Now, I couldn't be in here with the 1-year-old twins. They little Ooh, they little busy beads. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe I'd find them in the top of the Christmas tree if I let them. But, y'all, I love you. It's January 1st, start of a new year. We're going to teach each other some tricks about these tumblers, because I got some tumblers I want to learn how to do too. Okay? But I love all of y'all. Y'all keep everybody in your prayers. Thank you for praying for me and my husband. Thank you for praying for LaDonna. Just anytime you get a chance, look, I don't pray the how art thou we thee. I don't know those words. But I talk to him like this. Look, I got a situation down here, and I'm going to need your help. And he answers them. Don't know how I am deserving of it. I don't know how those prayers work, but they do, guys. So just pray for each other, okay? Pray for each other. Nobody is any different from anybody else. Anybody else. Sliced open, we're all the same. We're all the same. Don't have time for prejudice and hate, okay? Don't make time for it. Make time to learn a new tumbler. Pick up a craft. I love you guys. That's enough. I'll talk to you Sunday. We'll have another tutorial, okay? Bye, guys. See you later.